Did you hear about the monitor that's coming out by Dell? 6K, 32 inches for your Mac? Pretty interesting. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back to the channel. So I gotta ask you, what in the world is going on right now? So we had no choices for monitors ever before, really. We had the $6,000, the XDR monitor by Apple, I guess that's what they call it, and it was about $5,000 or $6,000. Then last year, finally, the Studio Display came out. It's gonna be $1,500 to $1,600, all the way up to $2,000 if you want a stand that can actually move around. So that's pretty expensive, but it's a beautiful display. And then just 2 videos ago, I talked about a Samsung. It's called the S9. Check out that video. It's two of my videos. Go back, check my channel out. But that's a 5K panel. It looks just like the Studio Display, except it's matte, it's not glossy. And it just seems like a great time to be alive as far as monitors, right? So that's gonna be coming out, that S9 is gonna be coming out in a few months. Now, all of a sudden, we have a Dell announcing this 32-inch, bigger, the other one was only 27, 6K monitor. They call it the, let me just see here, it says the new 32-inch 6K UltraSharp monitor by Dell. It's a mouthful, but it's 6K. So where is this gonna fall? We don't know what the price is gonna be, and this is kind of what worries me a little bit, though. I mean, I'm looking at this, and it's kind of almost a direct competitor, with the XDR display, which is that $5,000 or $6,000 display. So the monitor I just talked about, the S9, I think that's going to slot actually below even the Studio Display. It should be cheaper. But this one I'm talking about today, I'm not sure. This could be anywhere from the low 1,000s to who knows, right? I mean, it could go way up. It could even approach a couple thousand. I have no idea at this point. Pricing has not been disclosed. So without further ado, I'm going to show you some pictures as I've been talking. I think I've showed you a few already. And then we're going to get into some of the specs here. And let's just start talking about it and see what the specs are on this thing. And then you guys tell me at the end what you guys think this is going to be priced at. All right, let's get into the specs. You can see them over here, I guess somewhere over here, but it's basically a 31.5-inch, 6144 by 3456. Think about that resolution, right? It's an IPS black display, HDR 600 certified, 2000:1 contrast ratio. It's got all of the features like 99% DCI-P3, 100% RGB, right? That's all standard. That's stuff that the Studio Display has and the XDR display has. But as we kind of go down, there's an integrated, I kind of think it's a little bit ugly. Take a look at it, but it's a 4K CMOS camera, so it's a great camera here. And it's adjustable and what have you, so you can move it around. So I think this is going to be more for like corporations or something, if you want to do big video conferencing. 4K, as far as video on your system, so it's going to be very clear, as long as that's what everyone's saying at least. Then we look down, it's got dual 14-watt speakers, so we confirm that, and that's going to have some good sound, I think. We just don't know yet. It's got dual noise canceling mics, so 2 mics on that thing. Now this is where it gets interesting, and I'm going to show you pictures in a second, but look at this. It's got Thunderbolt 4 USB hub, so it's got 140-watt charging for laptops, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 of them, 3 USB-C ports, 3 of those, 2 USB-A ports, huge, HDMI 2.1, mini DisplayPort 2.1, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, security lock, which means probably more corporate, and then you can connect up to 2 computers with picture-in-picture, picture-wide support, compatible with Mac and also Windows. So at the end of the day, we're talking about a 6K panel with all of those ports. So, as we kind of go down the list, I'm showing you pictures as we talk, but I'm going to go ahead and, a couple different things. Right away, this is from PC Mag, I guess, their YouTube channel. I'm just going to play this video and I'm going to show you guys it's from them, so I'm giving them source credit. But here's a person talking about the monitor right here again, so you can see kind of it live, as it's being live. Let me go ahead and click a little bit further down. They kind of talk about it in a lot of different things here. Let me go ahead and click this ad off. But you can get a good glimpse of it here. This person was looking at it sitting at a desk, and they kind of said it was, fairly good monitor. It's matte, obviously, it looks like, and it's got a ton of different ports, which we'll get into in a second. So overall, they liked it a lot. And PCA, it actually has this little part that slips down right here. You can see it. So it's got all these different features going for it. But let's go ahead and go to the video I really wanted to show you over here, if I can get to it. It's right here. So let's take a look at this now. This is from Dell. So it's saying it's introducing, I couldn't even see the number there. It's the world's first 6K monitor with the IPS black. Here's the same specs on it, but as you're watching this, you can kind of see some of the really good specs on this. Now here's the camera. You can see the camera tilts back and forth like I had mentioned, but it's kind of big and I guess it's not the most attractive. The front of the monitor is, obviously the size of it obviously is a little bit different, the bezels and stuff, as the other one I just talked about. It is able to tilt in all these different directions though, so that's huge. Look at the tilt on this thing. It can go up and down, side by side. It can actually go full screen as well. If you want to go ahead and do that, if you're a developer or something like that. I don't know why you need a 6K monitor to do code. Now here are all the ports. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here in a second. Let's go back on this. Let's take a look at this for a second. I mean, look at all the ports here. Just as I mentioned, it's got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, it looks like. At least, well, 2 of them I think it said, and then it said it had like 3 USB-C ports. It's got the USB-A ports. It's got the RJ45. It's got the DisplayPort 2.1. It's got the main, all this kind of stuff going into it. You can see all the ports listed here. It's got an HDMI port, it says. So there's a ton of different things, including charging ports on here up to 140 watts. So it's almost acting like as a hub. I mean, all it really needs is if they could just add some way to put it in a hard drive or something, this thing would be incredible. So you can see it there though as it kind of goes around. I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures of the back of it here as well. So it's got a kind of a white, I can't tell, it looks like it's a white, kind of a white color to me. I'm going to go back and check. Let me go back to that as well. Now, so if you look at this, we're going to click back on this right there. So let me pause that. So this actually comes, this is where some of the ports were missing. I think I was like, where it's missing a couple USB-C. It looks like it's on the front of it right here. So you actually get this thing that pops down and it'll give you the additional ports, as you can see. So that's actually really cool as well. And it kind of it goes away right there. I mean, everything else, the more I'm looking at it, the more I think it is silver. So we'll look at that in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. Let's go back to that other video of the actual live. Let's see if we can loop this back in. So right here, yeah, it looks like it's a silver color. You can see it there. He doesn't give too many shots here of it actually being in the live environment. Here's another one. But if you look down here, it looks like it is a silver with a black bezel. So it will match, fairly well your Mac products and stuff like that. My question to everyone out there, though, and I'll wrap this up, is what do you think this is going to cost? I mean, we're talking 6K, we're talking a whole bunch of these different features that are going to be higher than the Studio Display, right? We got way more ports, we got a better resolution, we got HDR 600 certified, which I think is similar. We got the 140 watt charging port, we got a lock, which isn't much, but we got the speakers included, which I guess they do too as well. And I don't know if the Samsung does, but I know obviously the Studio Display does, and it's hard to beat. So that might be a wash, or the Studio Place is probably better there. So what does this have to come in for you actually to want to use this? Here's a better display down here. I'll kind of do a close-up of that of some of the actual connections into the monitor as I'm talking. So you guys get the idea on what's coming. But the question is, where is this going to fall in the price? If it falls, somewhere around the Studio Display, it's going to be, something that you have to consider. If it's going to be $2,500, $3,500 for this, I don't see a lot of traction unless it's going to be directly for like CAD people at major corporations. They can spend that money. They need that resolution because they're using high-end CAD programs for design and designing products and stuff. Then you have a lot of real estate you can work on. 32 huge-inch screen. But if it's for me and you and it's on a Mac or something and it comes in at $2,500 to $3,500 to $4,500, it's not going to be anything that I'm interested in. So you tell me in the comments, what do you think? And then we'll wrap this up. Hope everyone likes these. Definitely check out the S9 I said by Samsung. I did a video 2 videos ago. That's a brand new 5K panel that should drop a lot lower, I think, than this one. It's going to probably be under the Studio Display's cost. Check out that video. I have that going as well. And when these all come out, I'll update them and maybe I'll pick one of these up and stuff and we'll do some reviews. So without further ado, we'll end the video. And let me know if you guys like these kind of things where I just kind of discover new products. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.